Hello, everyone. We're in week 8 of course, week 8, the surveillance state. So, what is the idea of week 8? Well, the idea of week 8 is not to beat up on China, and I hope that I'm not unfairly singling out China. But the reason that essentially this week is about the Chinese surveillance state is that because no country has gone as far as the Chinese in surveillance, and especially in using by no means only digital surveillance, because there's a lot of human labor, a lot of old fashioned human labor going on in China in terms of maintaining the surveillance state. But the Chinese government has been absolutely pioneering in terms of using digital technology to surveil its population. So I think that it's natural to go from a more uh, abstract or generic investigation last week into the prospects of digital surveillance to actually look at how it's actually playing out in the real world. It is playing out in the real world, all over the world, but especially in China. And I think that probably the most important issue is what's happening to the Uyghurs in China. That is, what we see in China is something that exists all over the world, different places, and that is the persecution of a particular minority. In this case, the Uyghur ethnic minority of China. The use of digital technology in the oppression of a minority is something that is obviously very troubling, but also incredibly important, because this is, in a certain sense, one might say this is only the beginning, globally speaking, in terms of using the new tools for governments to achieve their ends. And one of the ends is from the point of view of the Chinese government, to pacify a troublesome part of their population, the Uyghurs. Um, from another point of view, just plain old oppression of an ethnic minority. Um, I threw in also something I'd read recently, which is incredibly interesting and important too, the way that the Chinese government has pioneered the use of digital technology to control the coronavirus, COVID-19. And, which is a very ambivalent thing for me, because on the one hand, the Chinese government has been quite successful in keeping cases low. On the other hand, the article is really about the ways in which the use of digital technology to control the epidemic, can also be abused to suppress political dissent. So I thought that we could update it a little bit there. So, I think this is an incredibly important issue, and something well worth looking into in a class like this.